AJM TV, it's show number 115. Me now. Can you hear me now? Hello, testing. Is this thing on? Hello. Oh my God, couldn't get the audio working. Here's Bill Nolan. How you doing?
You don't have to work blue to get laughs, Ed. I'm just telling you that right now.
Yes, I do. Believe me, I do. So we both got the shirt memo sent by I don't know who, but
it's true. I was looking, I was looking at, like, behind me is, like, you probably can't see it, but there's like just dirty laundry and crap. This is the third floor that basically is Daddy's floor, and
right.
And it's apart from the rest of humanity and civility that goes on beneath here.
Right.
And the hamper goes a long time before it gets attention on occasion. But today I was just like, I'm gonna get it, and then I'm like, oh, that thing that's on that looks festive, and that'll work here. So
that works great. You said you are the bird of paradise, and I am the cactus. I love it.
No, it was the other way around. I'm the cactus. You're the bird of paradise.
Right, that's what I meant. You said that.
Yeah.
Good.
Right.
So how you been doing? How was Block Island?
Well, it was fabulous, and if anybody wants to hear, the tale, I don't know if people are interested. But actually, this could boost our rating numbers, having like a human interest story that isn't about
go for
guys.
it. Did the engagement happen properly, or did it get
the
messed up?
proposal happened fabulously. I can only say that my future son-in-law did an amazing job of when we were on Block Island, because when we were on Block Island, we were basically on house arrest. We were like witness protection program. My wife at one point said, "Oh, let's get bikes." I go, like, "Are you out of your freaking mind? We're going to blow it the day before. Like, she's going to see us on bikes on Block Island, and then it's done, So.
Oh, it was a surprise? Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So put it this way. My daughter, who is very snoopy, and she's very adept at figuring things out, So she knew something was happening because they've had plans to get married next year. Charlie, he is the guy that rented the house, which is unusual. That's usually her task. It's kind of like it's your birthday and your best friend is asking you to do something that you never ever do, and like, why am I, And
so
then you sit there and you're like, oh, I know what's going, But that being said, she didn't know all the moving parts. It was, and some of the surprise guests, she didn't know all of that. If you've ever been to Block Island, there's a thing called Painted Rock there, and it's something you can Google and you see. It's really one of the funniest, local traditions. It's this rock sort of on the east side of the island,
right?
And you basically, you paint it with things like it could be birth announcements, wedding announcements, memorials, could be 9/11, it could be whatever, it's like could be anything. And then it gets painted over, and almost sometimes instantly. Sometimes,
Do you need a license? You have to go down.
No. And the beauty of the thing is that I've never seen like bad blood. Like people going, "You can't paint over my whatever." And I mean, literally, I drove by. You'll actually appreciate this. The guy who took the photos for the thing, who was again Charlie's buddy, is his cousin actually.
Right.
He was an ex-Marine special ops. So he like reconned Vale Beach and found the place to be, and then he he told Charlie, like, you have to stand this way and be perpendicular to that and do this, and he was doing all that. But anyway, they're down there doing that. I had 20 minutes to paint this thing, and an hour before I came by, and there was this perfectly nice family painting it, and they did the cutest thing. It had like a daffodil, and it had all this other stuff,
right?
And it had like the unity flag, which led me to go like, wow. I've simplified this down to 2 colors. They've got a flag that's like 6 colors, that's crazy. Right. And then on the other side, there was like a memoriam to somebody in their family who was there. Well, I'm here with the spray paint on the memoriam. It's like, fuck it, and like the unity flag, you know.
And your marine photographer had a sniper rifle. Don't anybody move. We're painting this rock.
I mean, he actually went to sniper school, you know, like the guy, and then he was kind of more, what he did was something else. But anyway, so I had turquoise and I had red for the writing, and I was very much going for a Keith Haring vibe, if you know the artist Keith Haring.
I do very well, yeah.
So I had the heart, I had like sort of the radiating things that came out of it, and I had just DNC for Delaney and Charlie. Then I had the date, and then that was on the side that would be facing them when they're coming up from the beach, which was where the proposal was. So, you know, I hear before they even get here, I hear like the screaming of like her best friend from college who was down there, and it was all beginning to happen. But I literally put the spray can down when they arrived. Like they were there, I was just done. It was done, and it was hilarious. It lasted the night, and then someone painted over it at about 9:00 the next morning, and it's just like it's beautiful. Like I love that. It's
cool.
like,
I want to see a picture. You have to send me a picture.
I will. I'll send you pics, and there's no good pictures of me for the moment because frankly I'm in my work clothes and my hands. It looks like I've just come from a slaughterhouse. I have red paint all over my hands.
Right.
So we're sitting there. My daughter looks fabulous. My wife looks fabulous. The guy looks fabulous. I'm standing there, and it looks like I've just killed somebody. And I'm in like a t-shirt and cargo pants, and it's like, it wasn't my best. It wasn't my best look, but
that's good. Well, I'm glad it went well on Block Island for you. That's where we missed you on JamTV. Although JamTV happened, it happened. It was good. I went to the jam and I shot a lot of videos and I put them on after the thing we taped, so it was fun.
So how's Tuesday night? Is that fun?
It's kind of fun. You should go down. You should definitely go down. I mean,
is it a place where a guy like me could play?
Yes, it's absolutely that. It's Dave Lindsay's jam. He's got his band Smoking Charlie. There's a lot of solo acoustic people. Ranging from enthusiastic to really good players, like it's not always so well tuned, but it's fun. It's a good time, and you enjoy it.
We're familiar with that dynamic.
The problem is for you, the closer and the whatever other names you have, is that it's Dave Lindsay. Like you get your 2 songs, that's what it is.
That's fine. It doesn't mean I'm show up, but that's fine. Which by the way, speaking of this, and I know you're well aware of this because you had to move your equipment and stuff. A small tear in my eye for the demise of Bobby Q's as
absolutely.
A venue.
Yeah, I was talking about that. I mean, so I was talking to Bobby's wife, and she was keeping the takeout going all this time, and she said, the meat cost has doubled. The French fry cost has doubled. Forget the liquor cost, and now the minimum wage, like everybody gets their wish, minimum wage is shooting up, and she's like, I don't make enough to pay everybody and to keep it open, so see ya. Unfortunately, after all these years.
Well, and we all know, even on Thursdays, the chairs are on the tables at 9 most times, and without the music scene there. Most of whom, the musicians were the best customers, without the music scene there, I mean, you did a great job of at least giving them a shot on the arm on that thing. And personally, I just really enjoyed it. I always thought like the sound was great. I always thought the videos were great. I still have a whole catalog of things you've given me over the time.
And we'll do it again. We'll do it again. And I've been soul searching about how to get back into jams and music and whatever. And I'm just worried I'm like the worst. It's 115 weeks. Well, I don't know. It's 118 weeks now. And I'm like, it's still not time because I look at what happened. The Black Duck cut throats with Wendy May, and other jams are not doing terrific. And I don't want to be the guy, especially in July and August. You don't start a jam. Everybody's doing other things. You can't even you can't even get people on Jam TV. They're like, sorry, I got a rehearsal. I got dinner. I got whatever. So it's not the time, but maybe in September I've got some ideas. So
well, I mean, I actually my internal clock, like it still runs as if I'm in school, and for me September is a good time to do anything.
Absolutely. Like, people are like, okay, I gotta stop screwing around. I gotta get back to work. I gotta get a routine.
The weather's better. The water's warmer. Everything's gorgeous. The trees are just sort of beginning like, oh wow, something's happening. My arms, they're falling off, like that kind of, it's like, I love that, and count me in, like whatever you're doing, I don't care. And,
awesome.
And again, I do I very much valued playing at Bobby Q's. I always looked forward to it.
Me too.
I appreciated, the concessions you gave me there to, just play longer than most people and all that.
Right. No, it's all
And,
good. We all do this just so we can do it. It's the same with Jam TV.
That's it.
Why wouldn't we do it? So
this is like other human conditions where it's like, I was just born this way. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I don't have a choice. This is who I am.
Exactly. All right, do your thing.
All right. I'm going to do a little. I can only tell you that I sat down, literally about 2 minutes before going on. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyway. Hot town, summer in the city, back of my neck getting dirty and gritty. Been down, isn't it a pity? Doesn't seem to be a shadow in the city. All around, looking in the hot world, walking around the dark, walk harder than a match head. And tonight it's a different world. Go out and find a girl. Come on, we'll dance all night. Despite the heat, it'll be alright. And babe, don't you know it's a pity that the days can't be like the nights in the summer, in the city, in the summer, in the city. Cool town, evening city, dressed so sharp and looking so pretty. Cool cat, looking for a kitty, gonna look in every corner of the city. Till I'm wheezing like a bus stop, running up the stairs, gonna meet you in the rooftop. But tonight it's a different world. Go out and find a girl. Come on, we'll dance all night. Despite the heat, it'll be alright. And babe, don't you know it's a pity that the days can't be like the nights in the summer, in the city, in the summer, in the city. That's a jackhammer. Hot town, summer in the city, back of my neck getting dirty and gritty. Been down, isn't it a pity? Doesn't seem to be a shadow in the city. All around, people looking half dead, walking on the sidewalk, hotter than a match head. But tonight it's a different world. Go out and find a girl. Come on, we'll dance all night. Despite the heat, it'll be alright. And babe, don't you know it's a pity that the days can't be like the nights in the summer, in the city, in the summer, in the city. Should have done some warm-ups maybe. Yes.
Yes. No, great.
Of course, by John Sebastian and the Lovin' Spoonful, who were kind of the American Beatles at one point. They had a lot of hits, and the problem was there was a drug bust, and the drummer, dropped a dime on a couple of people, and then being the counterculture time that it was, that kind of screwed them a little.
Wow.
And John Sebastian, John Sebastian is he's a almost a virtuosic, kind of harmonica player. His dad is literally a classical harmonica player.
Wow.
And I don't know that I've ever even really heard,
is that a thing?
A symphonic thing with but he's one of them.
Wow, that's really cool. But I didn't know that story. That's interesting.
It really derailed them. They it was back when principles counted, but it totally messed their careers up, and they just had so many songs. I mean, they had really, really good songs. So.
Yeah, right. And that was one of them. Definitely good.
Yeah. So what are you doing? You played out a little bit, right?
I'm playing a little bit. I I'm doing some horseshoe stuff, and I'm doing some, Sherry's got a band, and I'm sitting in with them frequently. They're
What
doing
are you doing at the Horseshoe?
I got asked to play with Dale on Monday, but I don't think I can make it. I'm still in PA, so I'm back and forth. And the days that I'm there, I have to plan them carefully. I can't be there like, well, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. I can't be like, going back and forth every couple of days. So
yeah.
But but I've got a couple of Soul Daddy gigs. I did a fireworks show with Soul Daddy in Stanford, a private. I've got a gig at Foxwoods that I'm running sound at Foxwoods for a band out of Long Island that a Santana cover band that just doesn't want to like screw it up, so they hired me to come up and do sound for them. So I've got a bunch of things.
Oh, so you're doing sound for them though?
I'm doing sound. I'm not even playing. I don't even know them. Like they were referred to me by Robin Eve. I don't know if you remember her, but a friend of Steve Wexler's from Long Island. He used to come up to the jam sometime. Maybe. And I'm doing some gigs, but I quit the duo. I quit the British Legends of Rock. It just wasn't feeling right. And I've got a busy summer with a million things, and it just wasn't. But, I'm doing some Soul Daddy. I'm doing some Hot Rubber Monkey Band. We're doing the Lobster Bash at the beach in Westport. And we got a McDuff State in Greenwich. And we're, like various for the girls. We're doing the gazebo on the 20th in Fairfield. We're doing the gazebo with the girls and the boy, whatever the hell that band is called. Right. Like every time we introduce a band, it's like it's the girls with a Z, or with the girls and the boys, and like last gig we're like the girls and the boys is insensitive in this day and age, so it should be the girls and the boys and the non-binary. And I was willing to be the non-binary.
You're overthinking it. The band should just be called They.
No. So then we're like, Prue was like, what about they, them, he, and it, right? And they're like, no, that's insensitive. So I'm like, how about we just change the name of the band to the Pronouns, which is actually a pretty cool name for a band.
That's not bad.
But it's not that. It's the girls and the boys, or whatever we're going to call it. That's
the pronouns and the dangling participles,
Exactly. I'll be the dangling part. All right, do a song. All right.
Okay. I rarely do Pink Floyd songs. I like them a lot. I've actually been starting to work some in, but this is a kind of an earlier one that's about Syd Barrett, who was in the original version of the band, who was a nut job. Remember when you were young, you shone on like the sun. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Now there's a look in your eye, like black holes in the sky. Shine on, you crazy diamond. We were caught in the crossfire of childhood and stardom, blown down the steel breeze. Come on, you target, you faraway laughter. Come on, you stranger, you legend, you martyr, you shine. Will you reach for the secret too soon? You cried for the moon. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Threatened by shadows at night and exposed to the light. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Well, you wore out your welcome with random precision and rode on that steel breeze. Come on, you raver, you seer of visions. Come on, you painter, you piper, prisoner, you shine. That was as crazy as Sid Barrett. I'll tell you that. It was a ride.
I liked it.
It was a ride to somewhere.
That was great. That was great.
Thanks. Yeah, I got a bunch of gigs in July. I have like 3 Fridays in a row, and they're all kind of different. Like one's with like Kurt and Helen, one's with like Cover Story, and one's a solo gig. And I just picked up a couple of wedding, cocktail hour.
That's cool.
And they're people that really know me, so because I always say to people, "You've heard me, right? You have heard me, right?" So because it's a funny thing. I played a wedding once, like in Lenox, and played it with Eddie Wright, and we came to realize that so much of our material was like gothic hillbilly songs about infidelity, death, and tragedy.
Yeah, I've got a don't playlist for when I DJ weddings. I'm like, no, you can't play anything like that. It's all got to be peace and love and harmony.
No, it's funny though. It's like you sit there and you just go like, wow, I never really thought about that. I just sort of liked the music, and that was that. But you want to keep it up. You want to keep it happy.
I've done weddings with the Blues Brothers band. It like you can't play "Who's Making Love with Your Old Lady" while I'm out making love. You can't play that song, like at the wedding.
That's our wedding song, It's like, yeah. The one of the things that's funny, besides the fact that the impending marriage next year, which the wedding will be in June probably,
right,
in Vermont probably, but despite the fact that it's going to basically ruin us financially for the rest of our lives, but despite that, one thing that's interesting, you go to we had a bunch of cousins this year, and so my daughter was able to go to a bunch of weddings and see stuff, and one thing that's come out of it is like, put the money into the band, not into the food. Like nobody gives a shit about the food, but they'll remember the band.
That's right.
And if you get a good band, and we've been in conversations with Crispin, we've been in conversations because Crispin's wedding bands are unbelievable, and nothing is solid, nothing is done, but that's at least something that's on the table. And and that's for all you kids out there whose daughters have not yet, decided to tie the knot. Put the money into the band, because
absolutely,
the sit down meal, that's like it's a buzzkill. It's like,
exactly. You're gonna hate this. You're gonna absolutely, because I DJ weddings, I do that kind of thing. But my recommendation for most people, and I do a lot of these actually, or I used to in the olden days before everything fell apart.
In the olden days,
if there is a band, like if you want a band, if you want to go the money for a band, do it. Get a band, but also get a DJ, and have unless you have an unlimited budget and you're doing live music during the cocktail hour and live music during dinner and live music. So
the after party.
The after party. So what I do, weddings is not just us guys. Weddings is, teenagers and kids and whatever, and they want to hear, current stuff, and some aunt wants to hear a tango, and somebody wants to play this old song, and you need an MC to go, and now we're going through it, la, 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 la. You need somebody to do all that junk,
Truly, all of this stuff is just, there's an endless layers of stuff, there's just endless, and it starts really, I proposed to my wife. I was in bed. I rolled over. I had the ring in my hand. I said, "Will you?" She said, "Yes." Fabulous, and there wasn't even, I couldn't even FaceTime it because that didn't exist,
Right.
It was just, that was it. My bachelor party, it was a Mets game. We went back, I played some pool. We went to a restaurant where I knew the guy, so we were treated very well. And then we went to an Elvis impersonator thing downtown, like fabulous. Nobody.
Now you got a 3 drone photographic video shoot, and it's live on Instagram.
Scottsdale. It's in Scottsdale. And meanwhile, the bachelorette party's in Antigua, and it's like, it's like there's not, it's equal measures. Like someone said to me, like, well, now you have to be more creative. I'm going like, is that really creative? or is it just you got to throw money at it? You know,
you
is
got to
that
throw
real?
money at it. That's the answer. And so,
Yeah,
but
it's not creative. It's just throwing money at it.
You're
you know?
absolutely right. And so, like, what I find is that when I have a band come on, the average human actually, this goes for me too. Like, if I go to I don't consume what I produce. Like, I don't go and see a lot of bands. But if I go see a band live, even my friends, after about 5 songs, I'm like, I've seen it already. Like, don't do this for 4 hours. You know, like it's the
Is
same.
that why you used to talk through my set at Bobby Q's? Is that
That's
why?
it. And most people are like that. So what I say is, have the band, have a great band, and have the band do what they do really, really well. Do not say to the band, can you do some Tony Bennett and then also do some this and also do some that and whatever, we need some Beach Boys, and the band's like butchering their way through it. The answer is either you need to spend 15,000 on a wedding band, get like a good one, 20,000, you get a ridiculous one. Or if you're going to get a regular band to do it, have the band do like a 90-minute power set of their absolutely best stuff, one set on and off, and have the DJ do the cocktail hour and the dinner and the after party, and then by the time an hour and a half has gone by, people are like, all right, next thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of truth to that. I'm not sure whether we're doing that, but it's interesting. The way Crispin looks at it. And this isn't relative necessarily to my daughter's wedding, but it's like I say to him, so what could you do? And I said, don't do something. This isn't. I'm not calling it a favor. To me, just what can you do? And he basically, his first question is, how many people are in the wedding, and that decides how big the band is. So it's like if it's X, it's 8. If it's X something else, it's 9. If you go 9, you got 2 horn players. But in every configuration, he has a female and male vocalist, and they can do anything. And
absolutely, those pro wedding people are like crazy good.
They're not stuck in the ruts I'm stuck in stylistically. I've actually said to these people I'm doing like the I'm doing like the cocktail hour stuff for. I said, you got to give me 5 songs that you really like that I can pull off live and that I will do for you, because but you've heard me, so it's like, but I want to at least customize it to some extent. The whole thing's going to be amazing. I mean, it scares the crap out of me financially, but other than that, I love the whole thing, love the kid, love the whole. It's all good.
Glad to hear that. Well, congratulations for all that. All right, do another song.
All right, I'm going to do a song by The Band. This is another song you wouldn't play at a wedding, I think. Unfaithful servant, I hear you're leaving in the morning. What did you do to the lady? She's gonna have to send you away. Unfaithful servant, you don't have to say you're sorry if you done it just for the spite, or did you do it just for the glory? Like a stranger, you turned your back, you left your keys and gone to pack. Bear in mind that it's all to blame. She really cared. The time she spared and the love you shared. Unfaithful servant, I can hear the whistle blowing. Yes, that train is a-coming, and soon you'll be going. Let us not bow our heads, for we won't be complaining. Life has been good to us all, even when that sky is raining. Take it with a grain of salt. It's all you can do, it's no one's fault. Makes no difference as we fade away. It's all it was. It's much too cold for me to stay. Goodbye to the country home. So long to the lady I've known. Farewell to my other side. I'd best take it in stride. Unfaithful servant, you'll learn to find your place. I can see it in your smile. I can see it in your face. The memories will linger on. It's good old days, well, they're all gone. Oh, lonesome servant, can't you see that we're still one and the same, just you and me? A little botch of that, but I'll tell you, I love that song.
That's a great tune. What's the story with that tune?
It's by the band. It's by Robbie Robertson, who just turned, he just turned something 79, 80 or something. He wrote so many of the band songs.
Right.
And that band, I was thinking the other day, I was driving to the airport, and I was thinking about like, what are my favorite like American bands, like bands, and it was like kind of like the band was like right at the top, Little Feat and like Los Lobos. Like those three bands are just so, they're different sides of America. They do different things. Little Feat's like the Louisiana band that's from, Beverly Hills High School, and like Los Lobos is bona fide. They're from East LA and they're bona fide. And the band is bona fide, Arkansas, Canada, whatever, did their time under Ronnie Hawkins, who died recently also. Everybody dies, don't they?
Yes, they do once in a while. Wow. So get this. So I can finally speak of this record that I've been working on.
Oh.
Which is great news because it's out. I'm going to send you a copy of it.
It's out?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's not. I don't know if it's out now. So, okay. So for the viewers who are listening, Bill knows some of this story. I've sort of leaked little bits about it, but it was kind of confidential while it was in production. But I started working with a guy named Brian Keene, who is, it turns out, immensely famous and well liked. Has scored 700 movies and TV shows and documentaries on PBS and HBO and everything you've ever loved. He's done, and super talented guy. Toured the world. In famous jazz projects in the 1970s and had a record deal of his own with Capitol Records, became the number one smooth jazz artist in the 80s. And as that was all happening, he said, I don't want to do this. I want to do this other thing, which is the film scoring. And he was producing records. And I mean, this is Mr. Music, this guy, super talented, amazing. Like, he's not just some business guy who pushes his way in artistically. He is truly an artist and a visionary and the best guitar player I've had the pleasure of meeting, or playing with or even heard. Really fantastic. And so anyway, so he calls me up and he hires me, not to play keyboards, because he's got a list of people that are like the who's who of Grammy winners to work with on his record. But he doesn't know anybody that does like this, like
there's no anyone that does beep beep boom boom beep bop.
Yeah. He doesn't have any spaceship, and the whole concept of this record is the aliens coming to Earth and communicating to us with music, with electronic music and jazz, and it's a bebop record called the group. The group is called Headbangers Bebop, and the record is called Attack of the Human Brain. It's not out like on Spotify, or maybe that's all happening right now, but it is available. It is out, and it's not a secret anymore. So I'm on a half of the record, like doing spaceship sounds and bleeping noises, and an amazing project with like the Brecker brothers guys are on it. Randy Brecker, Rodney Holmes from Santana, and others. David Mann is playing saxophones. It's like it's a who's who of 30 people that are like, what? You know, and then there's this guy, me, doing like the thing that they wouldn't know how to turn it on, but you know, playing.
No, but that's what, like, as we said back in the day, I said, you're not there by accident. You're there because of what you do, you know?
Right.
That's
So
great.
So it's great. So it's a terrific launch. I've been doing electronic music for 50 years secretly. Like, I'm coming out of the closet now. Like, yes, I am an electronic musician also, you know, like, but everything I've done, like, I'm a hack as a musician. I play piano and Hammond organ and accordion. I'm like, la, 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 and I have fun, and I'm okay. And I play in some bands.
All right, you're fishing for compliment.
No, seriously. I'm a hack. I'm a local hack. I'm not these guys. I'm not playing on the who's who of, you know, jazz records to millions of people touring the world. And I know my role in music, but in electronic music, that's always been my love, because my dad took me to Manny's Music on 48th Street or whatever that was.
48.
And he bought me my first synthesizer in 1971. And I'm like, I wasn't that old. I was a little kid. And I fell in love with these little machines that go wham, 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 bleep, bleep, bleep. Yeah. And then you gave me that keyboard a couple weeks ago, which is fantastic.
Now, let me ask you this. Did that turn right on for you?
Yeah, it's got a couple of things. I got a guy I could take it to do a little magic.
Because it was funny. Like the first time I tried it, you know, and again, that is my gift to you, because someone gifted it to me. And you know, at one point I was trying to sell it, but it was like, you know, I just wanted you to have it. But it was like, I wanted you to make it work, you know?
Yeah, no. So I got it working. It was a little glitchy, and I got it. That's normal. That, first of all, half of my gear now, like my PA, won't turn on without hitting the switch 3 times because of the COVID. You know, the humidity got to everything during COVID. All my cords need to be resoldered.
It's like the men's toilet at the Bailey Beach bathroom in Rowayton.
Stuff that doesn't get used and sits in storage doesn't.
I put a sign up of how to make the men's toilet work. You know.
Yeah, but that keyboard that you gave me, I actually bought that keyboard back in 1982 and hated it. I hated it so much, and I returned it because I bought it because I needed some sort of poly synth, whatever, to play in bands and cover bands in college. And I got that home, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do with this. But what happened in the preceding, like from 82 to 86, a lot of famous people used that synth to make music. And so it became a tool of the industry. But when I got it, it was like, I'm doing 38 special, and, you know, like it didn't have that sound in it. I needed more traditional sound. So I actually returned it and got a DX7 instead. You know,
I mean, if you're a musician, you have equipment, and you have equipment, and if you have an unlimited budget, you know, you can amass equipment like, you know, like Steve Howe from Yes, and have like, you know, 6,000 guitars, or John Mayer has thousands of guitars, you know. But if you're like a working schmuck, you know, you basically have to explain every transaction, you know. It's like,
it's an axe. You need an axe.
Get one, you know, like
they call it an axe because it's your tool so you can work, you know.
Right. And you know, so you are filled with nothing but seller's remorse. Like you just go through life like of the one that got away, the one that you had. And you know what you're describing is, I had a 76 Les Paul Custom. It's what they call the Black Beauty, which is like black, you know, gold trim, ebony fingerboard, which I always love because it's so black. It's like black on black on black with gold. So I got this thing, and I wasn't capable of being a Les Paul player at that moment in time. You know, it didn't speak to me. I was really a Fender Strat kind of guy at that more chicken scratchy kind of thing.
Right.
I wish that I had been able to figure out, like, hang on to that. And that is like, of all the things I've sold, of all the things I regret of selling, that's the one I regret the most because
now you can buy a Mercedes with it, right?
Well, I mean, you can't jump back into the Les Paul. It's kind of like I bought Spider-Man #1 for 10 cents. You can't,
right.
once you sell it, you can't, you're done, and
Yep.
My father once said to me, I wish he had lived long enough to rue these words, but he once said to me, he was looking at this comic book I had, and I said, Dad, this is going to be worth like so much fucking money.
Right.
And he goes like, you bought it for 10 cents? Somebody offers you a quarter, take it. And I was just like, and that thing that he was talking about, I got $9,000 for it. Like it's like, Pop, I wish you had lived long enough to eat your damn words.
Right. Yeah, I had a Mini Moog Model D, right? Back in the day when I didn't know it was Moog. I thought it was Moog, Bob Moog, Bob Moog. Who knew, right? Moog, Bob Moog. And so I sold my Mini Moog Model D for $400 right at the same time that I got that Roland keyboard that you gave me. And I was like, no one will ever use things that sound like this anymore. That's from the 1960s. It's 1982. We're in modern time. Nobody will whatever. They're going for like $12,000 to $14,000 now. Yeah. But here's the cool part, which finally I can be cool and have something that guitar players can't have, because guitar players, they have all these great classic beautiful instruments, whatever. But this is a Mini Moog Model D made by Behringer for $200.
Wow.
Right? And it sounds exactly like my Mini Moog, and I can sit on my desk, and it's got like, MIDI, I hook it up to a keyboard. And this is where the future is. They're making these things for people that itch for the vintage. Like, nobody's going to remake that Les Paul for $200 now.
Yeah, no. I mean, and to me, it's funny. Even with keyboards, like I'm a hackneyed keyboard player, right?
Yeah.
But I had a Whirly, I had a Fender's, was it 78, 76, 70?
Yeah, a Rhodes.
Yeah, I had a Rhodes, and to me, for you, the MIDI world, like the whole world, for Fonda, my friend who play, the recreations of this stuff, and I've got one of those Hammond, X7, I don't know, I got one of those, with the fake rotator, where you hit it, it's like,
Leslie,
and it just doesn't have the bite, but it still, it can do the pretty stuff, okay, but it doesn't have the bite. But I won't sell it. I will not sell that. Right. But the Whirly's long gone. The Rhodes is long gone. I used to carry it down 4 flights of stairs.
That was like 150 pounds, that friggin' thing.
Right? A solo gig on Greenwich Avenue where I was kind of like, guitar and piano, and it blows my mind sort of in retrospect, like, what the fuck was I thinking? I mean, I can't imagine what it sounded like, because I don't know, I guess I played enough to play it then at that time, but it's like I'm hung up, and maybe some guitarists are like this and some guitarists are not. Some guitarists are like, I want a Paul Reed Smith and I want a Kramer and I want a this. I just want Fenders, Gibsons, Rickenbackers. I just want shit that's like old school classic stuff. I don't want a Line 6 recreation thing of something. I may get there someday. I may even get to a looper someday, because I saw some guy on Block Island playing with a looper.
Fun. I'll bring my looper over and I'll show you my looper, and you'll be like, I gotta have a looper.
Well, I mean, a looper would allow me to solo again.
Right,
right. That's what it comes down to, because I saw a guy on Block Island and he was very good, and he had a really good set list, which made me realize maybe I need to have a Britney Spears song in my.
There you go. I'll bring my looper by. We'll fool around with it. So play one more song, and then I've got. It looks like I've got Snap Crackle Pop hanging out in the studio, and I got Nick Carter waiting. So do one more song, and I'll start bringing those guys on. Okay, I'm going to do a song here that was originally done by the Paul Butterfield Blues Band, and this is a little riff that Michael Bloomfield came up with. And I don't play this often, and certainly I never played acoustic, but here we go. Early in the morning when the sun comes up,
sitting there thinking from your loving cup. Won't you tell me now, baby, what can I do? I wanna dance with your loving cup too. I wanna drink from your loving cup too. You don't wash your hair, you don't wash your clothes. What else you don't do, baby, nobody knows. Won't you tell me now, somebody, what can I do? I wanna drink from the loving cup too. I wanna drink from your loving cup too. I could be downtown, baby, making lots of money. Instead of walking these streets, baby, acting funny. Won't you tell me now, somebody, what can I do? I wanna drink from the loving cup too. I wanna drink from your loving cup too. Won't you tell me now, baby, can I get a taste? 'Cause you're letting that good thing go to waste. Won't you tell me now, somebody, what can I do? I wanna drink from your loving cup too. I wanna drink from your loving cup too. I have not played that in a long time. Love that song. Anyway.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Hey,
there they are. I was having fun playing along, Bill. That was great.
Yeah, you had me playing along too. Nice last chord, by the way, Bill Nolan. Nice.
you.
Like a couch. You could sit right down on that thing.
I am basically a man who does not end its song except one way, with a sixth. That's
There
it.
you go, baby.
But
All right.
Yeah, Bill Norman, that was fantastic. That's a funky tune. I love that.
I like that.
yeah, it's really. I mean, we used to do that with Chrisman and Eddie and Tiger or Mike Marble, and it's a great song. And it's a song that actually very much inspired Nick, like it inspired Robin Ford. As he was a young man, like Mike Bloomfield was a big influence on a lot of people, and that was one of those things. Damn, how'd you do that? Jimmy switched with Sherry. Sherry,
Whoa.
this is like Hollywood Squares. It's like,
Oh,
It
here we go.
is. It is.
It's Hollywood Square.
Who's the center square?
I can move
Yeah.
people around at will.
Where's
Yeah,
that?
exactly.
You're making me dizzy. Yeah, you're making me dizzy.
I don't want to get motion sickness on the show.
Easy, my heart is spinning. You know, ironically, my wife, who was younger than me, her first concert was Tommy Rowe, who did
No
this.
kidding.
Yeah.
Woo!
But her next one was Kiss. But it's like once you've seen Kiss, like, where do you go from there? You know,
No, I couldn't do it. I lived in Europe when I was a kid, and I came back, and I was at a boarding school in Lawrenceville, New Jersey, for 8th grade, because the school I wanted to go to didn't have 8th grade, not 8th grade. So I went there, and Kiss was playing in the area, and they were all over the radio station. And I was just like sweet European kid, and I was like, "Oh my God!" Like
Devil music.
Yeah, I
Right.
remember
Devil.
all the kids were like, "Oh, Kiss is on!" And I was like, "No, they scare me."
Devil music is right.
Scared to death. I'm scared of Kiss. I still am. I'm still scared of Kiss.
Uh-oh. He's less than 6 feet away. I'm gonna
Here we go.
Oh my God.
So my first exposure to Kiss was somebody gave me Alive 2, which was like their second live album, right?
Yeah.
And so before I even listened to it, I mean, you look at the album cover, you're freaking terrified of these guys. Gene Simmons is like bleeding all over himself, and there's fire and pyro and explosions and stuff. And then I listened to the music, and I was a little underwhelmed. But
Oh, really?
It's not technically challenging, that's for damn sure.
No.
Me and my buddy Mike Kimmel were big into Kiss. We were 14, I think, right? And oh yeah, we loved Kiss.
So wait. So the bass player in Kiss, Jimmy, was Gene Simmons, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So there's a video on YouTube of Gene Simmons with Carol Kay from the Wrecking Crew, who's an amazing bass player, right?
Bass player.
And she's like, yeah, I wrote this part, whatever, and it goes like this, and she's just wailing it off, and he's like, he can't do it. Like, he's like, I don't understand. She's like, put this finger here, and this finger here, and he's like, I can't do it.
You know, it's a funny thing. I'm friends with Dennis Dunaway, who was in Alice Cooper's band, and Dennis lives in Stamford, and he's like the normalest person in the world. He's a great guy. You know, they grew up in Arizona, and they were in the track team, and you know, they do this. And it's funny when I used to jam with him in his basement every once in a while, and it was funny. Like, his technique was funny. He played a lot of like one string stuff, like gut bass. You know, like you know, like what they used to do, like where they had the string coming out of the
A bucket, you know,
like bucket bass, you know, that kind of stuff. But on the other hand, you know, the guys, you know, like Alice Cooper was a really good band, and you know, they played crazy ass stuff, but it's like, it's not always about the technique, you know, but you know, I don't know.
That's the truth. So Dave Platt, speaking about being exposed, how's Sherry feeling?
she's doing a lot better.
I can't believe he's within 6 feet. This is like the first time in like 10 days that we've been this close to each other.
Well, so for everybody who doesn't know, Typhoid Sherry like got COVID. So
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So was that, Sherry, was that your first time? Is that your first dose of it?
Yeah.
You seem
Likewise.
okay. You seem all right. So.
Likewise.
And you've been vaccinated and everything and all that stuff?
To me sounds like he's fessing up.
Yeah, I have it too. We've had it for the same duration.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm double vaxxed though, which is really surprising. I was surprised that I even got it, even knowing that I was exposed to it.
You're gonna get it, but the fact that you didn't get really, really sick is because you had the vaccine.
Like,
that's
honestly, like Dave and I have really been like distancing as much as we can.
Yeah, good.
For the past week or so, and he didn't get it, and we've been distancing, but not OCD. Like, you know, I'm not seeing you for 10 days. And this is
my wife and 2 kids haven't gotten it, which is cool. For me, the big thing was there's a downstairs bathroom and an upstairs bathroom. They use one and I use the other, and I pretty much isolate in a room all day, which is not so hard to do because we've been doing that for a long time, especially when you got a guitar and songs to learn. So
there it is.
Getting really excited for some Snap, Crackle, Pop. We've got a gig on July 16th, Saturday at Carmine's in Elmsford.
Cool.
And then later in the month, we'll be at Sunset Grill. Which night is that, Sherry?
It's July 27th. It's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, that should be great. Looking forward to it. We're having a lot of fun. It's
It is a lot of fun. And like if it's not fun, it's nothing. Right? It's like
that's
it
right.
has to be fun before anything else.
It was actually in another band called Breakwater that was doing a bunch of great tunes, but it wasn't fun, to be honest, and I walked away from it. I'd rather focus my energy and time on stuff I'm having fun with, and Snap Crackle Pop's been a lot of fun. I really
That's
like
right.
it.
I'm glad to hear. So Breakwater, did you name that like somebody pregnant?
It was called Yacht. It was a yacht rock, classic rock kind of band. We did Steely Dan and all kinds.
Oh, so like you're on the yacht. Now I'm trying to understand how you named it, right? So it's like you're on the yacht and you're like
the image we had for the background was literally the breakwater in a lighthouse and a bunch of people partying.
Exactly.
On the
You don't want the bow
with their luxury boat. You know,
don't want to be playing the yacht rock and the guy on the bow is like breakwater.
I like the pregnancy reference though. That's pretty funny.
Breakwater. Yeah,
that was
exactly.
pretty funny.
I wrote it about my ex-girlfriend. It's called Breakwater.
Yeah, we actually played Carmen's the 25th of June, and it was good. It's just it wasn't for me. The vibe of the band wasn't great. You know what I mean? The music was good, but it wasn't the fun I was looking for.
Right.
I mean, isn't that all of it though? Isn't that really what it's all about? You know, it's like
you got to be having fun. If you're not having fun, why do it?
Right. Well, I have a friend who was like my bass player, you know, and actually we started as guitar duos, and he's a much better guitarist than I am. But, you know, through COVID, he's kind of like moved away, you know, he's kind of moved to Maine, and to replace a singing bass player that you've known since 7th grade, that's not possible.
Ooh, that's the one. That's the one and only Ed Wright, I bet, right?
That is correct. And, you know, we go from Everly Brothers to Cream, and like, you know, that this is our lives, you know. It's like,
you know, I can see why you missed him. I know you go back a long way with him, Ed. Bill, I mean, I knew Ed about 30 years ago for the first time giving guitar lessons. Anyway, consummate musician. I can see why you miss him. Great guy.
He is. You know, he's a guy, and he reads. So it's like you can literally put in front of him, you know, Bach, you know, Reverend Gary Davis.
You can't do that to me, Bill.
And you can play it, you know.
You can play anything and let me listen to it, and I can add something to it right away. But don't sit me down in front of the sheet music.
Right. Here are the notes. Here are the notes, Jimmy.
I mean, I took lessons for 5 years, and I could read back in the day, but I don't do that. I haven't done that in decades.
Me neither.
When people say that music is related to math, that's when I draw the line. You know, like it's like if it's supposed to improve my math, you know, scores, like why was I tutored in 7th grade?
Although
I don't buy that.
With my electronic music,
only bass players. Sorry, that formula only works for bass players. I mean, I was great with math, honors, calculus, chemist. You know,
But you know what?
Only works for bass players.
When I play these things, you know, like it's math. You know, it's like turning knobs.
Yeah, you know, you turned Eric onto that stuff, Ed.
Oh, yeah. He's got one of these.
He's got some cool stuff, and that's the other cool thing is, you said you had passion for that. I can see passion for that in Eric too, so that's really cool.
And I don't know if you caught it, but I was telling Bill, like, the record that I've been working on for a couple of months, I got not my record. I got hired to work on a record with like Randy Brecker and like everybody on the record. All 30 of them have Grammy awards except me. And I played synthesizer, and I did not touch a keyboard. I played self-generating patches and weird squeaking sounds, and it's very gratifying and a lot of fun. So I'm
sure. Cool. I can't wait to check it out, man. That's cool.
Coming out. Yeah, that's it's already out, but it's not out in the public eye yet. So it's not a secret anymore.
Cool.
And when we were working on it, it was phenomenal. Yeah.
Excellent.
And it's, believe it or not, it's not an electronic music album. It's a bebop jazz album that was written in the late 70s. And it is musically 100 levels above my pay grade, like just so good, with amazing players. And anyways,
you're there for a reason. They brought you in on it, so whatever you're doing,
got some magic, man.
Some
magic.
Amen. What Bill said, right?
That's true.
me. That, you know, in fact, at one point, I'm in the studio with some of these guys, and I looked at them and I said, "You guys realize I'm not supposed to be here, right?" They all laughed. They're like, who is going to drive those little things you're playing? Like, you're the only one who knows how to do that. I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
Well, yeah, they're doing a bebop record, right? And and so I fool around with jazz. I'm by no means even close to accomplished at it, but I hack away. And
you ever listen to so all of you have probably heard Brecker Brothers, Some Skunk Funk, it's called, the song Skunk Funk. And it's like, you know, it's like insane. And you realize as you're listening to it that your brain is melting, that you can't even understand,
process it all.
You don't even understand who could even write this craziness. And that's what this whole record is like. It's like who is, I don't even know what tempo, what time signature, by the time you figure it out, what scale. It's insane. It's a lot of fun.
Right. Because bebop theory is basically like substitutions of substitute chords. Right. It's like you take a 3-chord structure, and by the time you're done substituting, you got like 17 different things going on.
What are you, a scientist? I didn't even know that. So.
See, bass players, I'm telling you.
Bass player.
You're right. No, it's the fourth of the fourth, you know, the fourth of the fourth of the fourth. Right.
But I mean, you know, it's also bebop is, you know, it's pure musicianship, you know, bebop.
Yes.
I actually, in my mind, I draw parallels between bebop and bluegrass. You know, if you listen to Charlie Parker and you listen to Bill Monroe, you are hearing kind of the same thing. You're hearing theme and variation, and then done at a speed and a level of virtuosity that you just can't even imagine. And I find them very similar, even though they come from completely different places other than New Orleans. But
and you see, what's interesting is these guys, like, you know, they came down from the Mount Olympus or wherever they live, and they came down and they taught me enough to teach these things how to play bebop. And, you know, so like I was developing techniques of how to get these instruments to play certain notes and certain patterns, but like you can make synthesizers go really, really fast. And you're not, you know, you don't have to play them. You program them to do things really fast. And that's where it fit real well is, you know, what you were describing there. May the fourth be with you. You know, that's what we were doing, teaching these things, music theory, and, you know, making them do what we want. That was kind of what was.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's
I'll play
outside the box for sure.
It's very cool. Hey, so Nick Carter, you want to play us a song?
Yeah, sure. This is
entertain us while we're keep talking after.
So this is one that no one's heard before. Literally brand new song that I wrote. And
sounds like E.
Capo D, baby.
There you go.
Nice job. And it's called Coolidge Avenue. Looks back to a town that I grew up on. Street I grew up on in Caribou, Maine, actually. She comes to see me each Friday, brings chowder and biscuits for two. I talk, makes a window for looking back down Coolidge Avenue. Been in this new place for 2 months or so. She asked, Dad, how are you settling in? No lawn to mow now, nowhere to go until it's movie night downstairs again. Oh, Coolidge Avenue, neighbors and cookouts, and the kids running through. 2 swings in the yard, and no one straight, far from the sheltering giant red maple. on Coolidge Avenue. She says, funny how at first I wouldn't try, till you ran with me across the yard. And I zigged and zagged down the drive, pedaling hard, damn near hit the car. Then it was, Daddy, Daddy, I got this. Let go now, just let me go. No more holding her close. She's got the balance she needs to know. Oh, Coolidge Avenue, Coolidge Avenue. Neighbors and cookouts, the kids moving on through, leaving names in hearts carved in the bark of that sheltering giant red maple. Coolidge Avenue. Starting college, she said, Dad, I got this. Roommates here, you don't need to stay. Alone in the car, home felt so far in the rear view. She waited. Ah, Coolidge Avenue, Coolidge Avenue. Old neighbors gone, no kids running through. Just names and hearts left in the bark of the sheltering giant red maple. Coolidge Avenue, Coolidge Avenue. New families moving in, the kids running through. And soon there'll be new hearts carved in the bark of that sheltering giant red maple. Coolidge Avenue, Coolidge Avenue. New families moving in and their kids running through. And soon there'll be new hearts carved in the bark of that sheltering giant red maple. Coolidge Avenue. She comes to see me each Friday, brings chowder and biscuits for two. Our talk makes a window for looking back down Coolidge Avenue. Oh, Coolidge Avenue. Ooh. Coolidge Avenue.
Very nice. Very nice.
There you have it. Glad you liked it. Yeah.
So tell me the story about that. Never heard before that you just wrote that.
I just wrote it. Several weeks ago. It's one of these songs that took a while to get onto the paper, but it's very funny. About about 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, I woke up. I'm sure we've all had this experience where you wake up, right in the middle of the night, and there's a song happening right in your head. And it's like, you got to go get it, write it.
You got 20 seconds. I have played symphonies, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to.
If you don't write this down, it's going to fly out the window, and Sheryl Crow's going to pick the goddamn thing up, and she's going to write it. You know what I mean? Or Jimmy McGuire is going to grab it, because it's going to come in his window next, and that's what happens. And so I literally got up about 4:30 in the morning, came down, lyrics came first, a lot of edits since then. But basically, it was a memory. It was a song, and it was basically a story this song is capturing the fact, a recollection of how when I was in school, periodically when I was in grade school, my dad used to come, we'd go have lunch together, and it was fish chowder.
Right.
Okay, so that's the chowder and biscuits thing. But then also, I have vivid memories of also taking my daughter out for lunches and picking her up at school and taking her to and from school. So that's why there's a daughter in here.
Right.
And then the theme of the Sheltering Red Maple is just that sort of one thing that's sort of constant in the story. So I'm not sure I've done editing, but that what you just heard is sort of the first serving of the thing that's just been cooked. So
it's really cool. I can hear some accordion on that. That's all. That's all.
no, I actually, well, no, you may be trying to be funny, but I think if you have, you know, that if you have, I can hear it now.
Yep. No, I'm serious. I can hear some accordion on that.
Then, that sort of thing.
I can hear it. If I were joking, I'd say I could hear some auto harp on that.
Okay. Well, there you are.
Auto harp.
Yeah. Well,
that's excellent.
Good.
That's a great tune.
Glad you like it.
So what's happening with your record? Where's your record?
Record has we've set a release date of September 23rd. I've hired a radio person to help me not revise the songs. I've got 2 versions coming out. What I mean by that is what goes out online on internet is a full bore, robust, kick-ass, ballsy, my artistic statement for better or worse.
Right.
I mean, I have no idea where this will go.
Okay.
But Jimmy and Sherry, I know Sherry. Jimmy, I don't know if we've met except online. But the fact is, all I'm getting at by saying all that is that I don't have any idea where it'll go. But 2 versions.
To the moon, that's where it's going to go.
The ballsy version is going to go out online September 23rd. I have gone back and talked to a radio person. This music is kind of aimed at folk community. And so this radio person who's made a business of helping people put their music on folk radio. And I've gone back and we've done some, with my producer, we've done some editing. The songs are simply a little softer for radio. Right. You know, the bass is scaled back a tad, that sort of thing. So it's a radio mix, but the songs are essentially unchanged.
Can't wait.
And so I'm working on it as we speak, working on social media to load previews and, you know, on my Facebook page and with friends to tell them over the course of the summer by giving them, you know, samples of the music as these songs, as the date of release gets closer. Hopefully my quote unquote good friends on Facebook will get previews. And the website is still under construction. When it's done, there'll be a place to pre-order stuff and things like that. So, but I appreciate
you got to do reels in Instagram and Facebook and shorts.
Yes.
Shorts and reels get so much more attention than a regular video upload. Yo, Tommy, what's up?
What's up, Jimmy?
That's one thing I noticed. You can pull up a 3-minute song or a 4-minute song as a video and you will hardly get any viewers. You put out a short, the best of or a reel of your tune, and you'll get hundreds or thousands of views on a short or a reel, especially if you're using the right hashtags, because that's what drives it into people's stream.
What are you, a scientist? My God.
Yes, I am.
So what you're talking about is not a whole song, but these snippets.
Yes, that's what I'm absolutely certain. I've done the experimentation.
A succession of songs like chick, 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 chick.
When I post on Instagram,
I'll send you
when I post on Instagram, I post just a minute.
Yeah.
That's all it lets me, and I'll hashtag it. So is that what you're talking about, Jimmy?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Sherry, what are you saying, Sherry?
I will. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to still social distance from Dave a bit. I will send you the Instagram page that he's like that Jimmy created for our band. And it's like 20-30 seconds each clip, but it's great to like send to a venue because and I told
they get
him
a feel
like a really strong ones on top because in case they don't get to number 10,
That they're not going to get there. Nobody has attention span anymore. Like 10 seconds. That's what.
Yes.
Right. Your strongest, second strongest, and then if they get that far, then whatever. But
and it's not even 10 seconds. 10 seconds is not an insult. That's a compliment. It's a quarter of a second if they don't like it. Like, shoop, on next thing. You know.
That's fair.
These clips that he put on there are like 20 seconds at the most, right?
We did a rehearsal at our house a week ago Monday, and I posted a 40-second snippet that got 7,500 views within an hour.
Right, there it is.
Really?
Listen,
and 85 likes. I was
listen to this story. Listen, Nick Carter, listen to this story, right?
I'm listening.
I used to be in the television business back in the ancient times, like when televisions were cubes, like they weren't flat yet. They were cubes. You know, there was like 4x5, and they were cubes. And I met with the president of Sony Music for some other deal that we were working on, and I said, so, you know, like, I heard Sony Music's having some trouble these days. And he said, yeah, we're trying to refigure out this whole new world is arriving and whatever, and this new digital thing, and we don't know what to do. He says, let me tell you where I make all my money right now. I go, where do you make all your money? He says, I don't make it on the records. We make the records with all the current artists so that we could sell ringtones. I said, what? He said, yeah. He said, we take the first 30 seconds of the song on the record and we sell it for $2.49 as a ringtone through Verizon for your Trio or whatever it was in those days. And
if it catches on in Japan, you got, you know, how many million people are spending that?
And so what happens is the kids all want to have the latest song ringing on their phone. So every day they buy another $2.49. He says, and we sell the songs for $1, but nobody downloads them and nobody's buying albums anymore. But we make a ton of money on ringtones. So that's the new ringtone is Instagram and Reels.
Everything's Reels and Shorts. Everything is, you know, it's a 40 to 60 second world. That's what it is.
Speaking of a 40-second world, Dennis Allred.
And I didn't even get to say, Tommy and Dave, I love what you guys and Alt Ego are doing. Dennis, it's great to see you. I saw you guys playing on Facebook, and it sounded awesome. It really did, guys.
Yeah, they did.
Absolutely. Hey, Dennis, I got a question.
Yeah. Okay.
Is your phone sitting on top of your air conditioner? Because
no,
I've got the
biggest. Hear that.
It sounds like this.
It sounds like you're on the. Sounds like you're on the runway.
Yeah. Well, I'm right next to a heater. The heater air conditioner is like 4 feet away. Is there noise reduction in here?
It is so loud. Yeah, you find that. Go in the audio tab and find that. I'm going to mute you for now. Oh my God! Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
It was the sound of the.
When you're getting on the airplane and you had to walk up the steps and.
It's the Star Cruiser from Star Wars. Right. It's like from Star Wars. The Star Cruiser coming. You know. Let's see if he got it. No, it's loud. Holy moly! All right, I'm gonna mute you for now. Hey, Nick Carter, you got another song for us in the meantime?
Yeah, sure.
Come on, here's something.
What do we got here? So, yeah. That's another original. It's called Comfort in Your Cup.
All right.
Now sit back and relax to it. Here we go. Yeah, I was born here. Guess I'll live here all my life. Sat right there in that booth at senior prom. Made that satin dress myself. You can probably tell. But it felt like something special with it on. That boy said he loved me, sitting right where you are now. Swore he'd get us both away. Well, he got away all right, And I'm here every night, making tips that I spent yesterday. But I'll pour comfort in your cup and hear your story, though you're only passing through. Yes, sometimes it's almost enough to know that everybody feels the way I do. I used to tell myself I'd turn around some night and see him smiling as the jukebox played our song. But I knew better than that. He's never coming back. So I buckled up my heart and I carried on, pouring comfort in your cup. Hear your story, though you're only passing through. Yes, sometimes it's almost enough to know that everybody feels the way I do. You know that boy he called just the other day, said I was his one chance to get love right. I told him he could have tried that line on the girl he left behind, but he ain't gonna find her here tonight. But it was comfort in my cup, and it don't even matter if it's true. Sometimes it's almost enough to know that everybody feels the way I do. Yeah, sometimes it's almost enough to know that everybody feels the way I do. Yeah, I was born here. Guess I live here all my life.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Excellent.
Glad you liked it. I guess we chased Jimmy away. I'm glad Tommy stayed for it.
Jimmy vanished. I don't know if it was an internet thing, and it looks like Dennis
and Sherry's still, and Dennis again.
Dennis is having issues as well. I don't know what he's up to, but
Dave went upstairs. He may or may not log on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right. Oh, you can socially distance from two different computers.
Yeah, exactly.
On the bubble. You need a bubble. You need like a hazmat suit bubble with like a screen inside the hazmat.
No,
yeah.
I wore a KN95 in the house anytime I was anywhere other than my bedroom for the past week. And I think it helps. I really do think it helps. But I do have I have everything in my car from work. I have gowns, goggles, face shields. I have the things like just.
So, who's sleeping with Bob?
Bob sleeps alone because he's not around in the bedroom.
Poor Bob.
Poor Bob. Bob gets no love.
Where is he? I don't know where he is.
Where's Bob? So can Bob get COVID?
So technically, I read that animals can get COVID. But,
and give it to other humans?
Yeah. If I tried to social distance from Bob, though, he would be like, what the heck? Like, he wouldn't even understand.
So obviously Tommy and Ed know who's Bob.
Our cat.
Oh, Bob's the cat.
I think we're going to be taking care of Bob at the end of August, if I understand correctly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I haven't spoken to him, so yeah.
Very nice.
The tricky thing
there's so many cats in my house. Forget it.
Yeah.
We won't lose.
You're an animal lover, then. That's nice. That's nice.
Well, Tommy and Kate, they foster cats. There's like how many? I don't know how many animals they have at their house at any given time.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
That's seriously very nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm an animal caregiver too, but they're all outside. Like, so I'm the neighborhood stray animal feeder.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah. So, but now I'm getting deer and skunk and possum and raccoons.
Oh, yeah.
The cats are sort of dispersing now that they have wild critters to eat, but in the winter I have.
Your cats are domestic, right, Ed? They go inside and outside?
No, well, my cats are indoor only. You know,
Okay.
they can go out of my screen room and hang out with the other cats outside. But I have about 10 outdoors that, you know, just are neighborhood cats that. And in the winter, this is a summer community up here. Like nobody's here in the winter, so I become the, you know, the station for feeding for everybody. And I have cameras set up, and they come and they eat, and I feel like I know them, but I don't.
That's great.
Oh, that's interesting. It's like Green Planet that has a wonderful photography planted in the logs, and you know, and shows animals in the act of being animals, being themselves. That's very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're trying to get Dennis back in.
Yeah.
But he might be having some internet trouble now. But anyway, so yeah, that's great. That was a great song, Nick.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm really looking forward to getting to seeing your album.
No, well, I appreciate your interest in it. You've mentioned it many times, and I'm grateful for that, Ed. It's you know, it's the process kind of started last summer, and anyway, and so got the songs recorded, got them mastered, treating them a little bit for the sake of radio, and then coming back. There's Dave.
What's up, Dave?
How many feet are you away from Sherry now?
1 story up and probably about 20 feet.
Is there any shared ventilation ducts? Like I want to make sure you're okay over there.
We unfortunately, yes, the whole house is ducted, one zone.
That's what I mean. I feel like I don't know if
Any better?
Immunity or if my double booster helped, but because I got my second booster 3 weeks before I had COVID, and I really think that had something to do with how mild I had it and how less transmissible it is. Especially to my friend Dennis, who I was talking to all night at the park on Tuesday.
I didn't get it at all.
Sherry gave me a big old hug, but just so you all know, I held my breath. I'm like, hey, Sherry.
She gave me a hug too. I was like, bring it. Can't hurt me.
Yeah, Tommy don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah.
But I think I don't think that I spread anything, knock on wood, so I'm glad about that.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the bomb to drop here. I've been in places where, you know, a lot of crowds. I'm double vaxxed. I have not had it yet.
Good for
I
you.
mask up pretty much everywhere I go.
I'm super careful too. I did hug Sherry, but you know, besides that, I've been very safe. And I have not gotten it yet. I don't want it. You know.
Yeah, no, my moment's coming. I'm sure. I don't want it at all.
No. So,
you
Dennis,
No.
how was COVID for you? Was it great?
It wasn't mine.
It's exciting. It's a good way to lose a lot of weight.
Oh my God!
Wow, really?
Not a recommended diet.
No, Dennis had the worst ride I've heard. You know, like,
I had a long year with that.
Oh, year, my God.
Sucked.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Basically, I was out of the hospital in February this year.
Oh my
So I had
God.
COVID in January, then I had blood clots in March, and then pneumonia,
Oh, my God.
and then bladder infection, and then pneumonia, and then back here to take off water and put my heart back in rhythm.
Holy shit. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, like, and you're the poster child, Dennis, for why I've been I'm never coming
Wear your
back.
mask, kids.
I'm staying out here. I'm never coming back. You know.
Dennis, I want to say thank you to something, though, because when we first met, it was back in the wintertime. And I
Yes.
think you were in the heat of fighting this. But you showed us
Oh,
your QR code. Okay.
yeah, the QR
So
code.
I went back and did some homework. So here's the business card, the prelude to the album. The QR code will take you to, at the moment, to a Facebook page. But
Yeah.
this one happens to be a dynamic QR code, which means at the right time, I can go back into the
You can
website
just redo it.
and swap out songs, put songs in place with a Facebook page. But that, I just want to say that I want to
Okay,
hear about
put it
how
up to
you're
your
feeling.
camera. Put it up to your
wanna-
camera.
I want to hear about how you're feeling. Enough about my QR code. I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, it's fuzzy. I didn't.
There you
It's
go.
fuzzy.
Let's see.
There, got it.
There you go. Oh my God.
All right. Well, anyway, I thank you because you're the one who brought it to mind. I went, wait a minute, I can try this. Hey, Sherry,
can try
thank you.
that.
There you go.
It
You
worked.
Yeah,
kids,
that's
you
what we
kids
got.
in your Instagram. I can't believe it. You know. Too good. So, Tommy, you got any gigs coming up?
Cool.
Yeah, July 15th, we're playing up at Carl Anthony's. It's a local fun place.
Where's that?
It's up in Monroe.
Where are you, Tommy?
Up at Carl Anthony's in Monroe on the main drag there, 25. We play out of the
Monroe?
patio. Yeah, it's great. We play north quite a bit.
It's a nice place. It's nice for the audience too. Like the music sounds good and the food is really good. It's a really good atmosphere.
Yeah, I like playing outside. It's nice.
Cool.
They do a good job up there. So.
Sounds good. So Sherry, give us your plugs. Where are you when?
Okay, so the 16th, the day after the Alter Ego gig, Snap Crackle Pop is at Carmine's Deli. I was hoping it was a Jewish deli. Turns out Italian.
Damn.
I was hoping
Damn
for
Italians.
Knish or something, or but schnitzel. But no, it's a Italian deli. But,
is the pastrami lean? Is it lean?
Right.
Oh.
Pastrami lean.
Pastrami. Oh. No.
That sounds so good, doesn't it? And then July 27th, we are at Sunset Grill on Hump Day. We got a Hump Day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dennis, you're muted, by the way, buddy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I muted.
That's because I'm
so loud. It's so loud.
Okay, guys.
Well,
I know what it is. I know what it is.
I can't get away from that. That's the fan on my computer now.
No, I know what it is. We'll talk about it later. But
Okay.
Jewish delis. So everybody's heard of Cats, right? Downtown.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Phenomenal.
All right. I wish everybody here was there the night that I tried to order a tuna salad sandwich at Cat's Deli.
Oh, yeah?
It's on the menu. They don't want you to order it.
It's on the menu.
It's on the menu. It's on the board behind the counter. I was in the mood for tuna salad. Everybody working at the place stopped and looked at me. Everybody I was with stopped and looked at me. And I was like, all right, I'll have corned beef. And then everybody relaxed. It was okay.
There you go.
Isn't that crazy?
That's the answer.
And I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, the clock stopped. It was
yeah, that's right.
Crazy.
So I rode around the country on my motorcycle, right? All over the country. My very first stop was Katz's Deli.
Oh, yeah?
Nice.
I rode I take it back. I rode from Connecticut over to my childhood home in Bedford, New York, and then I rode down to Katz's Deli, and I had a giant pastrami sandwich or whatever it was, and then I continued on to see the whole country. But that was my first stop, and it's like a $25 sandwich, but it's so big you can't possibly eat it. It's a giant sandwich. So, have you ever been down there, Dennis?
Where's this? I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my fan to turn off.
Katz's Deli? No, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm just going to mute you for now. But
Katz's Deli, yes.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I want to go. Let's do a field trip to Katz's Deli.
Do they have these cats at Katz's Deli?
Bob's Deli.
Look at how big Bob is. It's huge.
It's cash only.
There it is.
He's like a bull.
That's the way.
Wow.
He's a big boy.
You got to take Bob to Katz's Deli.
Wow, look at that.
A big sandwich.
That's adorable.
He is. He's a sweetheart.
Fantastic.
Very handsome face. Very pretty face.
Good to see you, Bob. And good to see all you guys. That's it for Jam TV tonight.
Okay. Hey, Ed, great thanks for reaching out, man. Good to see you again.
115. Hope to see you all very, very soon. 116 next week. And I'll see you all at your gigs and whatnot. All right.
Stay well, everybody. Thanks, Ed.
Bye, guys.
just way too loud. So like you're just your input setting of your mic is too loud. So it's just making up. Well, it's not just your computer fan. It's that when you spoke, even if you spoke really quietly, you were already like 5 times louder than everybody else, and so your input gain is just too high. So the audio mic gain, that's what it is. Right, really high, right? Yeah, that's what it was. And rather than trying to troubleshoot that, I know better than trying to troubleshoot stuff on the air. There's a little view, and that's always a good thing to check because it'll show you where you are.